Greetings and salutations and welcome to Brimley Bay's basketball on Eagle 95.1. Scott Nason broadcasting from Engadine, Michigan, as we are in playoff time for boys basketball, awaiting the start of tonight's District 123 Class D semifinal between the Brimley Bays and the Rudyard Bulldogs. We'll be joined here in a few moments by my color commentator Vance Nason. Our broadcast engineer tonight is Travis Sambera. Back in the Eagle 95.1 studios as well. This is the time of season that really counts. As the regular season is over, everybody has a shot at a state championship at this point. And the Brimley Bays, well, they've been waiting for this moment for quite some time after a very successful 17-3 season, taking on a Rudyard Bulldogs team coming into this game 7-13. We are joined right now by our color commentator tonight, Vance Nason. Well, Vance, this is the time that really counts. Playoff time, as the Brimley Bays looking to advance deep into the playoffs, but they got to start tonight against the Rudyard Bulldogs. What are your thoughts going into this game, sir?
I think both teams can win this game. Just it's all going to come down to who can play more intense. I've seen Brimley enough times to realize when they're on their game and they're pumped up, they make shots. I don't know what it is, but I think if Brimley can play their hardest the whole game, they could definitely beat this very good Red Yard Bulldogs team.
Brimley Bays basketball sponsored by Chippewa County Credit Union, where all families make one union, serving all of Chippewa County. Member NCUA, an equal housing lender. And brought to you by Bay Mills Community College, committed to providing affordable, culturally relevant, accessible, and high-quality educational opportunities to all. You can apply online right now at bmcc.edu today. Brimley Bays did defeat Rudyard twice during the regular season, including last week in Rudyard. But, Vance, as you know, in the playoffs, it's one game and one game only. And, well, the old adage is it's tough to beat a team three times. I'm not a big believer in that. I think if you've beaten them twice, maybe it shouldn't be so tough to beat a team third time. But this Rudyard Bulldog team does have a lot of talent. And Brimley's going to have to play their best game, I think, tonight to win.
Yes, I can totally agree with that. Red Yard is definitely not a team to underestimate. They can come in and kick your butts. You don't expect it. That's why they kick your butts, because you don't think it's going to happen. So once you start underestimating them and counting your wins, they come in and sneak in a victory.
And this is a team that has had district success before, maybe not with this group, but they did win a district fairly recently, while the Brimley Bays, Vance, have not won a district in a while. We're going to talk to Coach Matt Bathy here on the pregame show coming up. And, you know, he mentioned this group of seniors, 8 seniors on the team, many of them that play on a regular basis, many of them that have played on the team for now 4 years. And he was talking about how when he started with this group way back when, 8 years ago, when all these guys were in 4th grade, he envisioned where they would be when they became seniors. Well, they're here. They're here right now, and you know this is a Brimley team that has a lot of expectations, and they and their fans really expect a district title.
Yes, and they've definitely earned that reputation because they've been playing great this whole year, and so have the Bulldogs, and I can't wait to see this mano-y-mano here.
Well, a little mano-y-mano celebrate.
Yeah.
I like it. With Brimley Bays basketball, sponsored by the Wicked Sister, burgers, starters, snacks, shareables, soups, and tapas. Voted the #1 pub in the UP, located on Ashman Street in Sioux, Michigan. And brought to you by Chuck Renzi Ford. You've got a relative in the car business at Chuck Renzi Ford in Newberry. They're located on 309 Newberry Avenue. You can also find them on Facebook at Chuck Renzi Ford of Newberry. Lots of action going on across the state here in boys basketball as many districts are opening up closer to home in Class D. I said District 123. I should have said District 124 is the one here in Engadine. District 123 is at Detour. One game tonight, Mackinac Island at Detour. And there's another game here later on tonight at 7:30. Engadine will take on Ojibwe Charter. In Class C, Newberry is at St. Ignace. And in Class B, Sheboygan is at Sioux High. And some of the other Class D districts going on. A big one at Dollar Bay. Potential quarterfinal team that one of these two teams could meet in Escanaba in a couple weeks. Undefeated Dollar Bay will take on a very good Chassell team, and that one starts at 5:30. So we're going to keep an eye on that one as Dollar Bay and Chassell, they've been battling back and forth throughout the year, and we'll see if Dollar Bay can remain undefeated. Brimley Bay's basketball sponsored by O'Connor's in Pickford. Check out their full line of Dodge, truck, Ram, and Jeep vehicles. And brought to you by Bay Mills Resort and Wild Bluff Golf Course. Always a good time to stay at the Bay, and it's never too early to start thinking about basketball. Well, we're thinking about basketball here, Vance. Never too early to start thinking about golf with the beautiful weather. A nice drive here from Sault Ste. Marie to Engadine. Took about an hour and 15 minutes, and had a chance to talk with head coach Mike Bittner of the Rudyard Bulldogs a little bit about his team and the drive, and I did stress to him, Vance, that we did go the speed limit. Reason is he's the Chippewa County Sheriff, so if you're going to say you're driving the speed limit, you better tell that to Coach Bittner and better tell the truth as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Brimley Bay's basketball is brought to you by Baymart, Sunoco, and Gift Shop. Stop in before the game. They have 3 for $3 Powerades, 2 for $3.50 Monsters, fresh coffee, donuts, and competitive fuel prices. And if you're listening this evening, I should say, and want to say hello, the best way you can do so is go on Twitter. You can find me at snason2013. I know we have a lot of people listening both in Brimley and Rudyard. You can also listen online if you're out of our range or the signal maybe isn't coming in the best. You can find the online broadcasts at radioeaglesioux.com. And later on tonight, we'll be putting up the podcast of the game, or not of the game, but of this game, as well as our sports show, The Game. And you can find the podcast of this game later on tonight or early tomorrow morning at thegamesportshow.podbean.com. So the winner of this game will take on the winner of Engadine and Ojibwe Charter. That game will be played here tonight at 7:30, and if it's Brimley, Vance and I will be back for the broadcast. And, you don't want to look ahead, Vance, but, Brimley is favored to win this game. Engadine is favored to win the later game. And if these two teams meet in the district final, it's going to be a barn burner because they've met twice. They've split this year, and Engadine was the team that knocked Brimley out. So don't think that both these teams don't know that, especially Brimley, the one that knacked some revenge. But first things first, got to win tonight.
Yeah, you can never look forward, especially in the playoffs, because all it takes is one loss, and then you're out of here. So if I'm Brimley, I don't think about the future yet. I just focus on the game now and not about the game tomorrow or next week or whatever.
Well said, sir. We're going to take our first break here on the pregame show. When we come back, we're going to talk to head coach Matt Bathy of the Brimley Bays. We're going to talk a little bit about the regular season, but more importantly, look ahead to tonight's game and, well, maybe even further ahead after that. You are listening to Brimley Bays basketball on Eagle 95.1. Joining us on the pregame show is Brimley Bay's head basketball coach, Matt Bathy. Well, Coach, this is the time of the season where the games really count, as the district semifinals about to start for the Brimley Bays as they are in Engadine taking on the Rudyard Bulldogs. Before we look at tonight's game and talk about the playoffs, just a recap on the regular season, a very successful season, 17-3. Thoughts on the season overall?
Well, we had our ups and downs for sure. I thought we played very well at times, and the 3 losses that we did have, we fixed what we needed there, and we came back strong to finish. I think we're on a 6 or 7 game win streak right now, and we're playing really good to end the season and going into tournaments, and I think we're right where we want to be.
All that stuff now, throw out the window because it's playoff time. Every team is 0-0 at this point. Every team in the state has a chance to win the state championships. But first things first, the Rudyard Bulldogs. In this one, a team that you did beat twice during the regular season, a team that can be dangerous. You know a lot about them. You just played them last week. What do you need to do tonight to beat them?
We just have to execute and play our game. I'm sure they're going to have something for us tonight, and we just have to come out, play our game, and play defense like we normally do.
Coach, one of the things I was telling my son Vance here on the drive to Engadine was your quote last week in the paper after your last game against Detour and senior night in Brimley, talking about these 8 seniors. And back in 4th grade, you envisioned, 6, 7, whatever the math is, 8 years down the road, it's going to be interesting when they're seniors and we're in districts. Well, you're here. All that work, all the times opening up the gym early for these guys on a Sunday, all the work you've done, I mean, it's got to just feel good to finally get to this point, doesn't it?
It does. It's bittersweet. It's I know that the time has come for them to leave, and I spent a lot of time with those guys over the years, and we have a good relationship, and I just want to go out with a nice couple wins here and get a district, maybe a regional.
Final question for you, Coach. We're talking about tonight's game and how you need to beat Rudyard, and we're not going to look ahead too far, but what does this team need to do, in your opinion? What's the one thing, the most important thing that you need to do to make an extended run into the playoffs?
We have to execute. I mean, we just have to execute what we do, and not fall into the the trap of other teams getting us to play their style of basketball. If we can play our style of basketball, play like a team, get up and down the floor and play on the defensive end, we should be fine.
Coach, I got my travel plan set for Wednesday, so I would appreciate it if you do your end of the bargain and get me here. What do you say, a big win tonight for the Bays?
Oh, I'd love it.
That's Matt Bathy joining us here on the pregame show. Coach, best of luck, and we'll talk to you after the game.
Thank you.
And we'll be back with more here on Eagle 95.1. Scott Nason along with Vance Nason back in Engadine, Michigan, as we are just about set to start our District 124 Class D semifinal between the Brimley Bays and the Rudyard Bulldogs. Starting lineups being announced right now. Starting for the Brimley Bays, wearing number 34, Zach Gross. Starting for the Rudyard Bulldogs, wearing number 1, Garrett Erner. Starting for the Brimley Bays, number 42, Brendan Shornack. Brimley in their home white jerseys with the blue trims this evening. It's not this afternoon. Seems like Advance. It's so light out there. It still feels like it's the afternoon.
Yeah, it does.
Starting for the Rudyard Bulldogs, wearing number 10. I didn't hear. Did you get that name there? I think that's Jacob Staker. Had him listed as 13, so he is 10. Starting for the Brimley Bays, wearing number 44, Caleb Johansson. Starting for the Rudyard Bulldogs this evening at center, number 22, Paul Staker. Starting for the Brimley Bays this evening at guard, number 20, Marcus Harris. Starting for the Rudyard Bulldogs this evening at guard, wearing number 3, Dylan Mills. And starting for the Brimley Bays at guard, number 24, Dylan Carrick. The Brimley Bays are coached by head coach Matt Bathy. And starting at guard for the Rudyard Bulldogs, wearing number 4, Robert Molaski. The Bulldogs are coached by head coach Mike Bittner. So we are set to go here in Engadine. The winner of this one will play Wednesday night in the district final here in Engadine against either Engadine or Ojibwe Charter. Brimley will be going right to left as seen on your radio dial. And Vance, this is always a unique perspective here. We're right behind the benches. We don't get this access very much. Usually we're up in the bleachers, but we get an up-close and personal look at this one, don't we?
Yeah, I love when we broadcast here because you get to the concessions. It's great. The atmosphere is great, and you just get to see the action up close and personal.
Throw the records out the window right now as these teams are both 0-0 heading into the postseason. It takes 7 wins to win a state championship here for one of these two teams, and everybody has a shot. And Brimley would like to make a long, extended run in the playoffs, but it starts right now here in Engadine as Caleb Johansson will take the tip going up against number 3 Dylan Mills for the Rudyard Bulldogs. These teams met twice, as I mentioned, with Rudyard winning both games, but those games don't matter. It's this one right now. We are underway. The postseason begins here in Engadine. Paul Staker for the Bulldogs with the ball. They're going left to right as seen on your radio dial. Now Molaski over to Staker on the right wing. Now Staker, right-handed dribble being guarded by Johansson up to Mills. Dylan Mills with the ball. Now Mills in the paint, puts up a tough shot, and that one just about went in, rattled out. Rebound inside Garrett Erner. Now he gets it back up top. That's Staker. Over to Molaski. Robert Molaski with the right-handed dribble being guarded by Gross. Zach Gross for the Bays, now up top. That's Staker. Staker with the ball. Now Staker, left-handed dribble being guarded by Mills. Rudyard with the ball. We played 40 seconds, no score. Now Staker right wing. He launches 3. Yes, sir.
Man, that was a great shot.
Absolutely. Paul Staker can hit that shot, and he was practicing it here not too long ago. And, well, he did well because he hits it, and it's 3-0 Rudyard. Brimley with the ball. Zach Gross on the right wing. Now up top. Lob pass inside over the head of Brendan Shornack, and that'll be a turnover for the Bays.
Brimley's trying to get too fancy. Instead of lobbing it, why don't you just pass it right to the guy, get an easy layup?
1 minute gone by in this first quarter. 3-0 in favor of the Bulldogs. Now here's Molaski across the midcourt line. He had a mask on last time we broadcast in Brimley. Now Mills over to Molaski on the left wing. Molaski with the ball, driving the baseline. Now Molaski trapped, gets it up top to Mills. Mills with it. Rudyard very patient on their possessions. They probably want to slow this game down, Vance. They don't want to let Brimley run too much. Now here's Molaski along the baseline, being guarded by Gross. Molaski still has it. Now he'll put it between the circles. Molaski's left-handed dribble. Minute and a half gone by in this first quarter. 3-0 in favor of the Bulldogs. Now Molaski up top. Staker, Jacob Staker with the ball. Gets it to Paul Staker. Now over to Mulaski on the left wing. Mulaski finds some space, puts up the shot. No, but he was fouled, and Robert Mulaski will shoot 2 free throws for the Rudyard Bulldogs. That foul's going to go on number 34, Zach Gross, his first. So a good start for the Bulldogs, Vance. They're controlling the play, and they're very patient on the offensive end.
Yeah, they're definitely moving the ball around good, making Brimley kind of nervous and waiting for the shot, and that's when they drive and make a pull-up shot.
And Mulaski makes
Mid-range.
1 of 2 free throws, and it's 4-0 Rudyard. Quickly down court, Zach Gross on the right wing. Gross with the ball. Up top, now Gross drives, gets it outside. That's a 3, Carrick, no good. Rebound, picked up by Mills. First shot attempt for the Bays tonight, 2 minutes into this game. Now quickly, Paul Staker, left wing, launches the 3. That one's off the mark. Rebound to Shornack. Now here's Carrick, cross the midcourt line. Bays looking for their first points, 2 minutes into this game. Carrick with it. Left-handed dribble now between the legs. Carrick inside at the free throw line. Gets it to Harris. Now Harris almost lost it. Keeps the dribble. Harris over to Carrick on the left wing. Coach Bittner applauding his team. Now Carrick finds some space. Gets it over to Harris. Harris, far corner. 3. Yes, sir.
Man, Brimley's been moving the ball around on that possession. They moved it around, found the open man, got the 3.
4-3 Rudyard, 5:20 to play in this first quarter. Marcus Harris with the first point for the Bays. Now Mulaski, bounce pass inside. Staker, tough shot. That one blocked by Shornack. Here comes Harris with it across the midcourt line for the Bays. Harris, right wing up top. Carrick over to Harris rather. Harris on the right wing for the Bays. Now inside, almost lost it. Keeps the dribble. Now Harris still has it. Nice play to keep that one alive. Over to Zach Gross, being guarded by Paul Staker. Now over on the left wing, Carrick. 3 minutes into this game, 4-3 Rudyard. Carrick up top to Harris. It was a very low-scoring game in Rudyard last week, but the Bays opened it up in the second half. Now Harris, left wing, launches the 3. Yes, sir!
He's on fire.
Marcus Harris with 6 points, and it's 6-4 Brimley. 4:35 to play here in this first quarter. Robert Mulaski across the midcourt line. Bays on a 6-0 run. Harris almost stole it. Now Mulaski, lob pass inside. Might have lost the handle on the ball. Picked up by Carrick. Outlet pass Harris. Why not shoot it from there? No, he drives. Stops and pops. He was fouled, and he'll shoot 2 free throws for the Brimley Bays. So Marcus Harris, Vance, getting involved early on the offensive end.
Man, he's been hustling all night, even on defense. Even if he hasn't gotten any great defensive stops, he's been hustling all night. You can see it paid off here.
Cole Besteman with the foul. I checked that. That's Staker with the foul for Rudyard, his first team foul for the Bays as Harris misses the first free throw. 6-4 in favor of the Bays. 4:21 to play in this first quarter. Marcus Harris with all 6 Brimley points. Make it 7 as he hits the second free throw. And it's 7-4 Bays. Bulldogs with the ball. Gavin Smith, his first action for the Rudyard Bulldogs. Smith with the ball, now shovels it over to Staker. Up top, Mills, open, launches the 3. That one's off the mark. Rebound picked up by Johansson. Here's Carrick now leading the break. Carrick across the midcourt line. Carrick up to Harris. He launches up top 3. Yes, sir! My goodness sakes, Marcus Harris has come to play tonight. He has all 10 Brimley points, 3 of 3 from three-point range, and it's 10-4 just like that. Now Mills right side, puts up the shot and 1. And so back and forth we go. Dylan Mills with 2 points for the Bulldogs, and he will shoot 1 as that'll be Brimley's second foul.
I only have one question for both teams. Where's the defense? They're just putting up shots. Just Marcus Harris, he has all 10 Brimley Bays points. He's making 3s out of nowhere.
It's tough to guard when you're shooting that far outside, Vance, as Mills makes the free throw. That foul on Shornack. And now a steal by the Bulldogs. Bulldogs drive. That Smith puts it up and in. Gavin Smith's first 2, and it's 10-9 Brimley. Now quickly down court, a steal by Smith as he's had a lot of energy off the bench, and that's the Rudyard Bulldogs bench likes what they see. Now Zach Gross checks in for the Brimley Bays, replacing Carrick. Brimley with the ball, 3:35 to play in the first quarter, 10-9 in favor of the Bays. Here's Gross with it, driving on Mills. Contact, puts up the shot, good. That's taking it to the big man right there, Vance.
Man, he's not afraid to put his body on the line for points.
12-9 Brimley, 3:20 to play in this first quarter. Gavin Smith leaves it for Staker, being guarded by Harris, one of the best defenders in the area. I know they're going to call a foul on Harris. Didn't see much there, but the officials did, and that's Harris's first.
But if you're Harris or if you're Matt Bathy, you're like the intensity that there. He's just trying his hardest all day.
Now Smith, pass inside. That one goes over the head of everyone. We'll go back to the Bays. Brimley Bays basketball brought to you by Chippewa County Credit Union, where all families make one union, serving all of Chippewa County. Member NCUA, an equal housing lender. 3 minutes to play in this first quarter, 12-9 in favor of the Bays. Harris with 10 points already. Now Shornack left the lane up top. Gross. Zach Gross launches a three. Yes, sir! The Bays are getting their outside game going tonight. 4 threes already, and they lead by 6.
They can keep this up. They can definitely win this game.
I would say so. They're hitting threes like that. 2:40 to play in this first quarter. Paul Staker with it. Now Staker left of the lane. Lost the dribble, passes it over. Driving, that's Erner. Now over far side. Gavin Smith's three, no good. Rebound Shornack. That's going to be a foul on Dylan Mills. A little too aggressive on the offensive end over the back. His first. 2:30 to play in this first quarter. Brimley with a 15-9 lead in this Class D district semifinal in Engadine. The winner will play the second game, or I should say the winner of the second game, Engadine against Ojibwe Charter. That game Wednesday here, 7 o'clock. Bays with the ball, leading by 6. Zach Gross over to Harris. Right wing, launches another three. That one goes in. Are you kidding me?
He's having all the luck tonight.
Marcus Harris with 13. That went around the world twice. Now here's Staker with the shot. No good. Rebounded by the Bays. Lyons gets it to Harris. Now Harris at the free throw line. Over to Lyons. Now Lyons drives. Lyons puts up a shot. Good. My goodness sakes, are the Bays playing some offense now. And Coach Mike Bittner with the timeout. The Brimley Bays going crazy in front of us, Vance. 1:57 to play in this first quarter. 20-9 in favor of Brimley.
Man, if Brimley could keep this up, they can definitely win this game by a long shot.
This timeout brought to you by Mimic Insurance and the LaPrade Agency, reminding all school and healthcare officials and employees that you can receive up to 35% discounts on your home and auto insurance when you're with Mimic. Contact the LaPrade Agency at 635-5981 to find out how. Well, it took the Brimley Bays, Vance, about 2 minutes to score points, and boy, all of a sudden you look on the scoreboard, it was 6-0 in favor of Rudyard, and all of a sudden Brimley on a 20-3 run, easy for me to say, leading by 20-9, and Marcus Harris with 13 points. And again, this Brimley Bays team, Vance, they're so dangerous because they have so many ways to beat you. They can go inside, they can get players off the bench, and then you can have somebody like Marcus Harris just go off and put up 13 points just like that.
Yeah, and like I said at the beginning of the game, what Matt Bathy, Coach Matt Bathy is looking for is the intensity. Marcus Harris showed that on those several three-pointers. I don't even know how many he got, but I just love the intensity, and I think Matt Bathy does too by this Brimley Bays offense and defense.
I would agree 100%. It's not like Rudyard's playing that poorly, but all of a sudden they're down 11. Now here's Gavin Smith with it between the circles for the Bulldogs. Gavin Smith over to Staker. Jacob Staker on the left elbow over to Paul Staker. Staker up to Mills between the circles, being guarded by Shornack. Now here's Gavin Smith. Brimley wants that defense to be ramped up the entire game, and so far they're ramping it up here. Now inside, Mills on Shornack. Mills, tough shot. That one's no good. Rebound inside, kept alive by Lyons, goes to Shornack. Zach Gross across the midcourt line for the Bays. $1:20 left in this first quarter. Brimley with a 20-9 lead. Tristan Lyons between the circles to Gross. Over to Harris. Marcus Harris with 13 points tonight. Now here's Sam Hopper. Inside, Lyons wide open, but he kind of fumbled the pass. Keeps the dribble alive. Gets it to Gross. Over to Lyons on the left wing. Now Harris cutting to the basket. They pass it out to Gross. Zach Gross now drives the baseline. Bounce pass. That's going to go off a Rudyard player out of bounds. The Bays keep possession.
It's a smart play not touching at the end by Sam Hopper. Or Jake, I can't say.
That's Sam. Sam's 22, Jake's 30.
Yep, sorry.
They look alike, though. They're twins.
Yeah, I know.
Easy to make the mistake. Now here's Marcus Harris to inbound. Lob pass up to Shornack. Shornack with the ball over to Sam Hopper. Now here's Harris. 50 seconds to play. Zach Gross inside Shornack. He stops and pops from 10. Good. That's a good shot there. If you're Shornack, you're shooting that one all day, Vance.
Yeah, great ball movement by Brimley. This whole game, they've been moving the ball like nobody's business.
22-9 Bays. 35 seconds to play in this quarter. Gavin Smith with the ball on the right wing. Leaves it for Paul Staker. Now Staker up to Smith. 25 seconds left in the first. Brimley bench right in front of us. You hear a lot of applauding. That means Brimley's doing well. And you're hearing a lot of applauding because Brimley's doing well. Now Hopper with the steal. Hopper with it. Oh, and we traveled there. That's not a smart play there by Sam Hopper. He wanted to do the ESPN Sports Center play, and he probably should have just laid that one up, Vance.
Yeah, that like I was said, Brimley's trying to get a little too fancy. They just need to take the points, and because this is the playoffs. If you lose, you're out of here.
10 seconds to play here in the quarter. Bays on the defense rather. As Mills with it. Now Mills over the far side. 3 seconds. Mills trying to get a shot off. Now Smith will get it at the buzzer. No good. After 1 quarter of play, Brimley with a 22-9 lead over Rudyard. We'll be back with the second quarter here on Eagle 95.1. Scott Nason and Vance Nason back in Engadine, Michigan, as the Rudyard Bulldogs trail the Brimley Bays by the score of 22-9. The Bays on a 19-3 run. Currently, Marcus Harris with 13 points for the Bays, and they have the ball, looking to advance to the district final. Tristan Lyons on the left wing. Lob pass to Hopper. Now Hopper left elbow in the paint. Puts up a tough shot. No good. Rebound picked up by Staker for the Rudyard Bulldogs. Gavin Smith across the midcourt line for Rudyard. Smith with the ball. Bounce pass. Paul Staker right wing being guarded by Harris. Now up top, Mills. Mills at the right elbow. In the paint, Mills. Tough defense by Brimley, and a good shot by Dylan Mills. He buries that one, and that'll be a foul on Brimley, just their third.
Man, Rudyard's has definitely been moving the ball around good. They've had good ball movement throughout. And if this keeps up, then Brimley's going to have to do something on defense. Even if they have 11 points, one of these times they're going to get a couple threes and really change the momentum of this game.
So Mills makes the free throw, and then they call a foul on Brimley. And so Rudyard's going to get the ball again as Johansson with the foul. I have him listed as just one. So 3-point play for the Bulldogs, and they trail by 10. Here's Paul Staker. Gets it over to Jacob Staker between the circles. Staker with the ball. 7:15 to play in this second quarter. 22-12 in favor of Brimley. Paul Staker with the ball up top. Now pass near side. Matt Warner, his first action of the evening. As now Brimley ramping up that defense again. Rudyard very patient again. They want to slow this game down. They don't want to get in a track meet. Now inside, that's going to be a fumble, if you will. Jacob Staker looked like he might have looked at the basket, Vance, and then he lost the handle on the ball.
He's trying to count his points too early. You got to take it each step at a time. Catch the ball, do the layup.
Bays lead by 10, under 7 minutes to play in this second quarter. Tristan Lyons on the left wing, now up top. Carrick over to Harris. Harris at the right elbow, Johansson. Now we're going to have a travel. He thought about shooting, and then he drove, but he moved too many feet on that one. Coach Matt Bathy saying, Vance, there's nobody near you, and yeah, a little loss of concentration there by Johansson.
Yeah.
Rudyard with the ball. Staker had that stolen by Hopper. They call it a jump ball, but that's a good play by Sam Hopper. And that's going to keep the ball with Rudyard.
That was a very good play. Just keep it intense and keep trying your best, and I think Brimley could win this game.
6:37 to play here in the quarters. That one, it wouldn't have been an over and back there on the inbound, but it almost was as Gavin Smith kept that one alive. He has the ball. On the right wing, Dylan Mills. Now Mills, left-handed dribble, centers it. Looking inside, now backs it back out. Dylan Mills gets it over to Gavin Smith. Now Gavin Smith on the left wing, being guarded by Carrick. Smith over at the far corner. Now he has that one partially blocked, kept alive by Mills. Dylan Mills with it. Now Mills still looking over to Smith. Rudyard very patient, but they have to, Vance. Brimley's really stepping up their defense right now.
Yes, they are.
Now here's Smith with it on the right wing. Now bounce pass inside. Mills puts up a shot. That one partially blocked by Lyons. However, I think there's going to be another foul on Brimley, and that's the 6th foul on the Bays, with just 2 fouls for Rudyard right now. So that foul will be on Johansson, his second. And so he'll sit down as Shornack will head onto the court. Rudyard with the ball, trailing by 10. Paul Staker's lob pass across the midcourt line to Smith. Gavin Smith with the ball, leaves it for Staker. Now stolen by Harris. Harris drives the baseline, puts up a tough shot. No. Rebound goes to Warner. I didn't think there was contact there, Vance, as Harris did fall down, but I don't think he was fouled.
No, it was definitely not a foul. It's just little contact, but not enough for a foul.
Gavin Smith with the ball, 22-12 in favor of Brimley. 5:30 to play in the second quarter. Mills in the paint. That's going to be another foul on Brimley. And so now it's going to be lots of free throws potentially for Rudyard. And that'll kind of keep them in this game, Vance, so they can keep getting to the line.
Yeah, and like I've said in past games, if you can get free throws, can be the difference between winning and losing in a game. If you can dominate the charity stripe, you can win.
Mills hits the first free throw. He has 7. That cuts the lead to 9. 5:27 to play in this second quarter. Winner of this game will take on the winner of the second game between Engadine and Ojibwe Charter. That game Wednesday. Second free throw missed there, and that's going to be a out of bounds on Warner, so the Bays will get it.
But I do like the intensity that Matthew Warner had trying to keep that ball in bounds. He's diving. He face planted a little bit trying to keep that ball in bounds. I think if you're the Meg Bittner, you're like that play.
Bays with the ball, leading by 9. 5:15 to play here in the quarter. Josh Gross checking in for the Bays. His first action. Now Harris with it, right wing. Harris, bounce pass. Carrick, over back to Harris. Now Harris with it, drives, bounce pass over to Gross. Gross launches, left wing 3. That one's no good. Rebounded by Smith. Rudyard trails by 9. 5 minutes to play in the second quarter. Gavin Smith with the ball between the circles for the Bulldogs. Leaves it for Staker, Paul Staker. Up top, he'll launch from 3, NBA range. That one's no good. Rebound inside, picked up by Lufkins for the Bays. Now Lufkins, pass over to Harris. Harris bobbled it for a moment. Now he gets it to Lufkin between the circles. And Coach Matt Bathy going to get a timeout, Vance. I like the timeout. Settle his team down. 4:38 to play here in the second quarter. Brimley with a 22-13 lead. Daily features and great coverage of postseason tournaments can be found every day on the second half page of the MHSAA website. Check out the Performer of the Week. Learn about the history of our games. Catch weekly coaches, associations, rankings, and more. Click on Second Half from the homepage of the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association promoting the value and values of educational athletics. So Vance, Brimley with the ball, leading by 9. Rudyard hanging around a bit in the second quarter. Looked like it could have been a runaway, but credit the Bulldogs. They're just kind of hanging tough right now.
Yeah, and they're being patient with the ball on offense, and they're even though Brimley's playing good D, they're not letting them. They're just being patient with the ball and getting good ball movement around there.
Now Josh Gross with the ball off the timeout over to Lufkins. 4:25 to play in the second quarter. Brimley with a 22-13 lead. Harris with 13 points. Passes up top to Gross. Now lob pass to Carrick inside. Back outside. Josh Gross left elbow puts up the shot. No good. Rebound picked up by the Bulldogs, Gavin Smith. So now the shot's not falling for Rudyard, or for Brimley rather. Rudyard with the ball. Halfway through the second quarter. Coming up, we'll have our Superior Pizza and Subs halftime show. Inside Warner, and that's going to be another foul on Rudyard, on Brimley rather. They're 8th. Again, only 2 fouls for, they are calling that on Brimley. And now it's going to be a 1-and-1 situation for Warner.
I like the if they can if Matt Bathy can keep calling those timeouts, settle his team down, I think that can help because 8 fouls, they're kind of being a little they're getting a little carried away and fouling some that they might have shouldn't. So these timeouts are going to be very big in this game.
Warner missed the free throw, so the Bays get it, leading by 9. Now lob pass inside. That's Hopper. There's contact, and that's going to be a foul on Warner. He's looking around like, what was that? Well, that was definitely contact. Just a 3rd foul here on Rudyard in this first half.
They're being kind of conservative other than that play, they're being kind of conservative on defense. Only 3 fouls this whole entire game. They're being kind of conservative. I just now noticed that.
Now Harris over in the far corner now gets it to Carrick. Carrick up top, looking for Harris. He's open. He launches 3 near side. Yes, sir! Marcus Harris with 5 threes. He's 5 of 6. He had 16 points. And the Bays lead by 12. Boy, he's got that shot going tonight.
Yes, he does.
Gavin Smith with the ball. Looking inside, now dishes it out to Mills. Dylan Mills with it. Will backhand the pass to Smith. Gavin Smith with it on the right wing, being guarded by Carrick. 3:10 to play in the second quarter. 12-point Brimley lead. Mills still with the ball. Between the circles, now Mills. Stutter step, gets it over to Staker. Now Jacob Staker inside. Tough shot, no good. Rebounds Shornack. As here come the Bays. Marcus Harris across the midcourt line. Harris with it over. Carrick puts up the 12-footer way off the mark. Rebound picked up by Warner. Now we're going to have a whistle as Dylan Mills, he was slow getting back on that one. Looks like he might have gotten hit maybe in the eye. And so Dylan Mills is going to go to the bench as looks like he's might have gotten hit in the eye. You see that happen in basketball a lot. Vance is, you get that finger in the eye. It's easy to do going for a rebound, and Mills is going to have to rest a little bit.
Yeah, I could see where he got hit in his eye. Guy, I forget who it was, but one of the Bays players was coming down, poked him right in the eye. You don't like to see that happen, but it does. It's part of basketball.
Now Lions will check in, replacing Marcus Harris, as well Josh Gross, replaced by his brother Zach Gross. 2:50 to play in this second quarter. Bays with a 12-point lead. Rudyard with the ball. Gavin Smith now finds some space. Tough shot again. That one rolls out. Good defense by Hopper, just staying in position. Carrick on the rebound for Brimley. Gets it up top to Lions. Over to Zach Gross. 2:30 to play in the second quarter. Bays with a 12-point lead. Now Carrick on the left wing. Bays have made a lot of threes tonight. 6 to be exact. Carrick with it. Top of the circle. Gets it over to Gross. Now Zach Gross. Nice pass inside. Lions cut into the basket in. That's good vision right there.
Yeah, he definitely saw it coming. They definitely practiced that in practice because that looked like it was. That looked like they've been doing that for a while.
Tristan Lyons with 4. Bays lead by 14. Now a steal by Carrick. And Carrick's going to be fouled at the midcourt line, and so non-shooting foul. Just the 4th by the Bulldogs, but the Brimley bench up on that one. They like that defense by Carrick.
Man, I like his intensity this game. He's gotten, I think, 2 steals, I'm not sure. But overall, other than his shooting, he's been doing great today.
Bays with the ball, leading by 14. Under 2 to play in the second quarter. Zach Gross between the circles, over to Carrick on the right wing. Now he draws the double team, gets it over to Gross. Gross at the free throw line. Shornack launches good. Boy, Brendan Shornack likes that shot. He's made it twice. And again, if you're Rudyard, they're hitting from outside, they're hitting from inside. Makes it tough to stop.
Yes, it is.
Minute 35 to play. Bulldogs trail by 16. Now here's Jacob Staker on the right wing. Going along the baseline. Good defense by Gross. Now up top. First action for Trent McDowell. Over to Staker. Paul Staker with it. Over to Gavin Smith. Minute 10 to play here in the second quarter. Staker up top. McDowell over Gavin Smith. Launches left wing 3. That one's off the mark. Rebound inside. I think that went off a Brimley player. And so that's going to stay with Rudyard. Brimley Bays basketball brought to you by Superior Pizza and Subs. They have the best pizza. They have the best subs. Hey, they're Superior Pizza and Subs. Now a pass off the inbound play by Paul Staker. That gets kicked by a Brimley player. So we'll stay with the Bulldogs. Now Staker to inbound. Gets it over. Open. Jacob Staker. He launches the 3. That one's no good. Rebound picked up by Lions for the Bays. A minute left to play here in the second quarter. Brimley with a 16-point lead. Rudyard raced out to that 6-0 lead, but it's been all Brimley since. Now Shornack inside. He was fouled. And Brendan Shornack getting open underneath Vance, and that just gives Brimley an inside-outside game right now.
I wouldn't say that Rudyard's defense is slacking off because they're not doing that by any stretch, but they're just finding ways to get open inside and outside, and they're just making shots.
That foul will be on Trent McDowell, his first. Now Shornack makes his first free throw, so Brimley right now 2 of 3 from the line, and that's something that we've seen improve over the season, Vance. From some of the early games, they've really done a good job of improving their free throws.
Yes,
As I say that, of course, they missed the second one. That's a common thing that happens in basketball. 30-13 at Brimley, 50 seconds to play here in the second quarter. Gavin Smith with it on the right wing for Rudyard. Now Smith looking inside, steal by Shornack. Brimley really stepping up the defense here in the second quarter. And here's Carrick with it. 30 seconds to play. We'll see if Brimley's patient here. Maybe tries to play for the last shot. Still a lot of time to do that. Now lob pass over to Carrick. Dylan Carrick, 25 seconds. If you're Rudyard, you can still foul. You only have 5 team fouls, so you can still try to get a steal and foul, and you won't be hurt unless it's a shooting foul. 15 seconds to play. Now over to Gross. And Brimley will indeed play for that last shot. Now Carrick over to Lions. 10 seconds. Lions over near side. Open. Gross driving the baseline. Now inside. Shornack open. Good. Good ball movement for the Bays. They lead by 19 and a last second heave by Smith. And at half, it is all Brimley. They lead Rudyard by the score of 32-13 in this boys basketball Class D, District 124 semifinal from Engadine. We're going to take a break and be back with our Superior Pizza and Subs halftime show here on Eagle 95.1. Back in Engadine, Michigan, in this Class D District 124 boys basketball semifinal. Our score at half, Brimley with a 32-13 lead over the Rudyard Bulldogs. This halftime brought to you by Superior Pizza and Subs. They are located on West 6 Mile, right near the Brimley State Park in Brimley, Michigan. They have the best pizza. They have the best subs. They're Superior Pizza and Subs. Scott Nason joined with my son, Vance Nason, to my right here in Engadine. And, well, Vance, the Brimley Bays have been waiting for the postseason for a while. And it took them a little bit to kind of get going, but, boy, they got going in that first quarter, outscoring the Rudyard Bulldogs 22-9, and they lead by the score of 32-13 at half. What are your thoughts on this first half, sir?
I like Brimley's intensity. I know I've said this several times, but just honestly, like, they're playing at their hardest. They're playing their best. They're playing to what they're doing what they expected. They expected that what Coach Matt Bathy thought they would do. They've been doing great so far. They've been moving the ball around. They've been making outside and inside shots. They've just all around them playing well. And the Rudyard Bulldogs, they've been kind of patient, moving the ball around, trying to get inside, but they're going to kind of need to step it up in shooting because so far they haven't done great, and if they can do that, I think they could definitely win this game.
Marcus Harris setting the pace for the Brimley Bays on the offensive end. 16 points, 5 threes. He's 5 of 6 from three-point range, and he had their first 10 points, and he's been the star of the show. Brendan Shornack also getting open inside, hitting those shots from the free throw line. He has 7. Zach Gross with 5, and Tristan Lyons with 4 for the Brimley Bays. For the Rudyard Bulldogs, they're led by Dylan Mills with 7, but they haven't been able to get their outside shooting going. And again, credit the Brimley defense. Paul Stager with 3, Gavin Smith with 2, Robert Molaski with 1. Nobody in real foul trouble. Brimley has Caleb Johansson with 2. Rudyard, all their players have 1 foul. Free throws, not really a factor in that first half. Rudyard 3 of 6. Brimley 2 of 4. And we do have one score in, the big game going on in the Western UP between two of the best teams in the state in Class D. Undefeated Dollar Bay leads Chassell by the score of 21-11. And so we'll keep an eye on that one. And again, one of these teams could meet that team, or one of those teams, in the quarterfinal. If you're drawing out the brackets and trying to prognosticate, I think many people would have Dollar Bay in the quarterfinal and either Brimley or Cedarville in the quarterfinal. But Vance, we're a long way from that. We still got a half to play here, and, well, hey, let's get to it.
Yeah, don't count your ducks until they hatch.
That's exactly right. Or chickens either. Ducks, chickens,
whatever.
Geese, gosling, I don't even know what they are. I want to say hello to Don Supa listening tonight. Again, if you're listening, please let me know. You can tweet me, snason2013, or you can listen online at the online broadcast page of the Eagle, and that's at radioeaglesioux.com. We're going to take a break here in our halftime show. When we come back, we'll have the start of the second half here from Engadine. Again, our score at half, it's Brimley with a 32-13 lead over the Rudyard Bulldogs. You're listening to Brimley Bays basketball on Eagle 95.1. Scott Nason along with Vance Nason back in Engadine, Michigan. Our broadcast engineer tonight, filling in admirably, is our own Travis Sambera. Our score starting the third quarter here in this Class D District 124 semifinal. Brimley Bays lead the Rudyard Bulldogs by the score of 32-13. The Bays will get the ball going left to right on your radio dial to start this second half. Carrick with the ball, now pass near side, Gross. Zach Gross with it, now in the near corner. A little bit tough to see there because we're on the stage now. Harris, baseline shot, no good. That one was halfway down, but Johansson on the rebound. He misses it, kept alive by Carrick, contact. Now Harris launches, left wing 3, way off the mark. Rebound by Paul Staker. Paul Staker with the ball, gets it to Gavin Smith. Dylan Mills leading the Bulldogs in scoring with 7, and Marcus Harris leading Brimley with 16. Jacob Staker gets it to Warner. Now on the left wing, Smith up top. Staker, long 3. Yes, sir. Paul Staker likes to shoot that shot, and he hits his second. He gets that from his older brother, Zach. He learned that. I know he did. 32-16 in favor of the Brimley Bays. Now at the free throw line, Shornack. That one deflected out of bounds. So Rudyard's come out of the second half, Vance, with some energy.
Yes, they have. They've been playing to their full capacity all day, this half so far.
Now Harris to inbound. Bays lead by 16. Now that one goes off of Mills, taken by Staker. Now Paul Staker with it. Staker, nice pass inside. Shot no good. But that will be a foul on Brimley, and Gavin Smith will go to the line shooting a pair. So Rudyard will go to the line. 1 minute gone in this second half. And that'll be a shot no good off the free throw line. That was the foul on Johansson, his third. And so Caleb will be replaced by Sam Hopper. Rudyard now 3 of 7 from the free throw line. And Smith will shoot another one and make that one. So Gavin Smith with 3. And cuts the lead to 15. Now Harris gets it to Shornack. Shornack with the ball. Over to Zach Gross. Zach Gross in the near corner. Harris, bounce pass inside. Stolen again by the Bulldogs. Think of your coach Bathy, Vance. If Rudyard gets a bucket here, you might want to call a timeout here to start this. Try to stop this run.
Yeah, if I was Matt Bathy, I'd be kind of worried right now.
Now here's Smith with it. Smith with the ball on the right wing. Always tough Rudyard team to play. Now Jacob Staker gets it to Paul Staker. Paul Staker with it. He thought about shooting from there. Now passes it over between the circles. That's Gavin Smith over on the right wing. Staker over to Mills rather. Now Smith back up top. Dylan Mills over to Smith. Rudyard patient on this possession. Now inside. That's Warner, puts up a shot. Good.
Man, the Bulldogs really upped their intensity the second half.
Yeah, Rudyard on a good run to start this half. A 6-0 run, and all of a sudden it's a 13-point lead for the Bays. Now Carrick over to Zach Gross. Gross, Harris open, thought about the 3. Passes it up, now swings it over to Zach Gross on the right wing. Gross inside to Sam Hopper. Now Hopper backs it out, swings it over to Carrick. Carrick over to Harris, wide open, far corner 3, no good, but he was fouled. And Marcus Harris will shoot 3 free throws for the Brimley Bays. Good ball movement on that possession there, Vance.
Yeah, they were very patient. They didn't take the shot when they didn't have to, and they found the open man. And even though he didn't make it, he gets 3 free throws for his troubles.
So Harris will make the first free throw. So Marcus Harris with 17 points. Brimley now 3 of 5 from the line. He'll shoot 2 more. Second free throw up, nothing but net. He has 18. That increases the lead to 15. Now Harris will try to make another one here. Looked pretty darn good on those first 2, and he looked pretty darn good on all 3. That's how you shoot free throws right there, sir.
Yep.
Now the Bays applying a full court press. We haven't seen much of this, trying to change it up a little bit. I like the call. Now Warner across the midcourt line, gets it to Staker. Staker inside Mills. Now Dylan Mills behind the back pass, stolen by Shornack. Contact, no call. Rudyard keeps it. Now Mills, he launches from 3, no good. I think if you're the Brimley Bays, Vance, if Dylan Mills shoots from there, you'll let him shoot.
Oh yeah, if he's not making it all day,
yep.
You just let him take it. You just free ball.
And no offense to Mills, he just likes that inside shot a lot better. Brimley with the ball, leading by 16. Carrick with it over the far corner. Harris launches 3. Yes, sir! Marcus Harris with 22. His 6th three-pointer. And all of a sudden, it's a 19-point lead again, just like that. Now across the midcourt line. Press causing problems, but broken. Driving. Nice play there. Paul Stager going to the hoop hard. He has 8. And now we're going to have a turnover as Sam Hopper might have moved his feet on the baseline there, Vance, and that's going to give Rudyard the ball back.
That's a careless turnover there. You got to at least make sure you don't travel along the baseline.
Yeah, a little loss of concentration on the inbound, so Staker will inbound. Again, that can go across the midcourt line on the inbound. Taken by Smith. Now Paul Staker right wing 3. Yes, sir! Paul Staker now getting hot. He has 8 in this quarter, and all of a sudden it's a 14-point game. Rudyard not going away.
Man, they're shooting great in the second half.
Staker can hit that shot. Now a bad pass. That's going to go out of bounds. And Rudyard really starting to pick up the intensity again on the bench. And credit their defense. They're causing problems. Smith across the midcourt line for the Bulldogs. They trail by 14. Now Smith drives the baseline, puts up a shot, hits the side of the backboard, gets it over to Shornack. Now here comes Zach Gross. Gross quickly up court. Here's Carrick with some space. Drives, right-handed shot, no, but he'll shoot 2. And that'll send Brimley to the free throw line yet again.
I do like how he put his body on the line and went head in for the layup, and he just doesn't care if he gets fouled or anything. He's like, I got to get these points, and that's what he does.
Dylan Mills with the foul, his second. First free throw up by Carrick. Good. So Brimley doing a good job from the line tonight. 6 of 8 as Carrick hits his first point. Only 5 Bays have scored. We haven't seen that or said that too often, Vance. Usually it's a pretty balanced scoring attack, but that just the 5th player to score for Brimley. So Carrick will shoot one more. 4:07 to play in the third quarter. Brimley with a 15-point lead. Now Carrick, free throw up, good. So Carrick sinks them both. Bays 6 of 6 from the charity stripe in this quarter. And it's a 16-point lead. Now Mills gets it to Jacob Staker. Staker's pass over on the far side. Kept alive. Over to Staker. Paul Staker. Another three. Yes, sir. Paul Staker heating it up.
Man, I don't know what Coach Mike Bittner said at halftime, but it's working.
I think he said Paul Staker shoot, and he is, and he has 11 points. And it's a 13-point game. This is a good third quarter, good second half so far. 3:35 to play. Zach Gross with it over in the near corner. Lyons, he's double teamed. Now Lyons swings it over to Harris along the baseline. Harris off the glass, good. Marcus Harris, he has 8 points in this quarter, 24 in the game. And it's a 15-point Brimley lead.
They're not applying the press anymore.
No, it's been a really good third quarter for both teams. Now Staker between the circles to Smith. Rudyard with the ball, trailing by 15. Now Staker, Paul Staker, up top, launches another three, no good. Rebound inside, picked up by Mills. Now Mills left of the lane, puts up a shot, no good. That one's short, rebounded by Carrick. Now here's Marcus Harris with 3 minutes to play in the third quarter. Harris across the midcourt line. As the Bays with it, leading by 15. Zach Gross, Harris cutting to the basket. Gross finding him, putting it in. What a beautiful play. You can really see that develop, Vance, when you're at courtside like we are.
Yeah, you can see it up close and personal.
44-27, Rudyard trails. Bulldogs have the ball. Gavin Smith on the left wing, being guarded by Gross. Now Smith drives, puts up the shot, no good. Rebound, picked up by Zach Gross. Now Zach Gross, outlet pass, Lyons, right of the lane, to the hoop. No, but he was fouled, and Tristan Lyons will shoot 2 free throws for the Bays. And again, it took Brimley a couple minutes again, Vance, kind of like the first half, to get going. And boy, they're really getting going now.
Oh, yes, they are. It takes them a little bit to warm up. I've seen this in several games, and once they get warmed up, they just start making shots. I don't know what it is with Brimley, but they just do everything once they get warmed up. Lyons
hits the free throw. He has 5. And we have a timeout on the court. 2:25 to play in this third quarter. Brimley with a 44-27 lead, and Lyons will shoot one more free throw for the Bays. Your ticket to a high school sporting event comes with great responsibility to conduct yourself responsibly, to be a good sport. School sports, educational athletics depend on an atmosphere of respect towards opponents and especially officials. In school sports, we expect good sportsmanship. Learn more about sportsmanship on the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association promoting the value and values of educational athletics. And also have good sportsmanship towards broadcasters. I just added that. That's not from the MSHEA. That's my personal PSA, Vance.
Yeah.
We usually don't get too many bad comments there.
No.
You get all good comments. I'm a little jealous of all the good things that people say about you. Now the second, and proud as well. Second free throw, no good by Lyons, rebounded by the Bays. Now Marcus Harris over to Lyons. Far side, launches the three, no. Rebound, picked up by Paul Staker. Rudyard with the ball, trailing by 18. 2:10 to play in this third quarter. Gavin Smith with the ball. The winner of this game will take on either Engadine or Ojibwe Charter Wednesday night here from Engadine. Now Staker, tough shot, far side, no good. Rebounded by Zach Gross. Now Zach Gross across the midcourt line for the Bays. Lob pass inside Lyons. Lyons left of the lane. Fake move, shot blocked there by Mills. Gets it to Garrett Erner. Now Erner over to Gavin Smith. Minute 45 to play in this third quarter. Bulldogs with the ball, trailing by 18. Erner, pass up top, Mulaski. Now Robert Mulaski with the ball. Bounce pass, left of the lane. Mills, tough shot, no. But he was fouled. That looked like all ball to me, Vance, but they called a foul on that one.
Yeah, that looked like all ball to me too, but they got a better perspective, and I trust them more than me.
There you go, and that's you using good sportsmanship, I might add. That foul will be on Lyons, his second, so that'll send Dylan Mills to the line. He'll shoot 2. Mills with 7 points, no points here in the second half as he misses the first free throw. So now Rudyard 4 of 9 from the charity stripe. And Brimley is a much higher percentage, a better percentage. Second free throw good by Mills, so he makes his first point of the half. He has 8. 45-28 in favor of Brimley. Minute 30 left here in this third quarter. Now Rudyard with a bit of a press. Lions with it. Trying to get across the midcourt line. It gets to Carrick over at the far sideline. Now Zach Gross. Inside cutting. Shornack up and in. Nice cut to the basket by Shornack. Another nice pass by Zach Gross. He has a bunch of assists, and he's really seeing the court well, Vance.
Yes, they are. Or yes, he is.
47-28 Brimley, minute 5 to play in this third quarter. Now driving the baseline, Smith over to Erner, up top Warner. Up top now Mulaski, he launches a 3, no good. Rebound inside, Erner picks it up of a jump ball situation. We can't see the possession arrow here, but I believe that'll stay with Rudyard. It will. 1 minute to play in this third quarter. Brimley in good position here to advance the district final. Still a lot of basketball to be played though, 9 minutes to be exact. Now Staker inside. Erner had that one go between his legs. Picked up by Mulaski. Now Robert Mulaski up top to Smith, being guarded by Lufkins. Gavin Smith on the right wing. Smith with the ball, looking for Staker. Now he gets it over there, far corner. Staker with it. Up top Mills. Dylan Mills with it. 40 seconds to play here in the third quarter. Now Mulaski for the Bulldogs. Right-handed dribble, leaves it for Paul Staker. Staker with the ball, almost stolen by Harris. Now Mulaski inside. That one goes off the hands of Mills, and that's going to go out of bounds. Brimley defense again doing the job, Vance.
Yes, they are. They're kind of clamping up in the middle. They're not letting them get any easy drives in the basket.
30 seconds to play here, and that one will be deflected off the hands of Harris. Gets it to Mills in the paint. Now Mills, tough shot, short, rebound, battled for, picked up by Lions. 15 seconds to play. Carrick with the ball. Brimley looking for their first 20-plus point lead. Lions with it. 10 seconds on the left wing. Lions. Lob pass to Harris at the midcourt line. Now Carrick, right wing, looks at the clock. 3 seconds. Harris inside at the buzzer. No. And our score after 3, it's Brimley with a 47-28 lead over Rudyard. We'll be back with the fourth quarter here on Eagle 95.1. Scott Nason along with Vance Nason back in Engadine, Michigan, as the Rudyard Bulldogs and Brimley Bays tangling in this Class D District 124 semifinal. And right now it's all Brimley, as both teams scored 15 points in that quarter. The Bays lead 47-28, leading the way Marcus Harris with 26 for the Bays. Paul Staker with 14, and he had 11. I want to say hello to his brother Zach listening tonight. Appreciate you chiming in there, Zach. He's driving trucks for his dad right now. Now cutting to the basket, up and in. Brendan Shornack, he's had a solid game. He has 11, and it's a 21-point lead for Brimley. Now along the baseline, Erner puts it up. That one bounces out. Mills on the rebound, no. But Dylan Mills will shoot 2 free throws for the Rudyard Bulldogs. And in this game, Vance, again, Rudyard's not playing a bad game by any stretch. I mean, they're in the game, but it's this Brimley defense and just so many ways they can beat you on the offensive end.
Yes, they've been playing well on offense and defense, but just Brimley's shooting, they've just been better overall. They've made a lot of threes. Marcus Harris, I don't even know how many threes he has.
He has 6 right now, yeah.
But on defense, that's where it is. They've just clamped up, not let him get inside, and let him have a few outside shots, but not crazy amount.
Mills misses both free throws. The foul was on Johansson, his 4th, and so Brimley with the ball leading by 21. 7:30 to play in this fourth quarter. The winner plays Wednesday night here against either Engadine or Ojibwe Charter, and if it's Brimley, we'll have the call here on the Eagle. Now here's Carrick with a driving shot, no good, but he was fouled, and Dylan Carrick will shoot 2 free throws. I remember they might have called that before the shot. I think they did there, Vance. That one on Mulaski. Yeah, they do. So that's the 3rd team foul on the Rudyard Bulldogs. Lines to inbound. Up top, Sam Hopper with the ball. That's the 4th team foul, I should say, on Rudyard. Now Harris in the paint. Gets it out to Lyons. Lyons drives. Underneath. Shot. No, he traveled before the shot. And that'll be a turnover. Brimley hasn't had a whole lot of turnovers here tonight, Vance. That's another thing I think they've done well.
Yeah, they've definitely not turned over the ball too much. They've kind of kept it in control.
Rudyard with the ball, trailing by 21, 7:10 to play in this fourth quarter. Now here's Gavin Smith with it, over to Mills. Mills on the right wing for the Bulldogs. They can't take too much time. They trail by a bunch, so it's good to be patient, but not when you're down by 21. Now Gavin Smith, he launches from 3. That one's short. Rebounded by Harris. Now here's Marcus Harris. Lob pass. Hopper inside. How the heck did he get that one in? That's some good wingspan right there.
Man, I did not think I was going in.
No, that one looked like it was going way out of bounds, and Hopper just kept that alive and somehow laid that one up. You and I can't do that. Well, maybe you can. I can't. Shot by Staker, no good. Rebounded by Harris. Now Harris with it. Pass inside. Hopper again, good. Marcus Harris can score, and boy, he can dish as well, Vance. And a timeout by Coach Mike Bittner, and it looks like Brimley is going to advance to the district final as they lead big by the score of 53-28 with 6:24 to play in this fourth quarter. This timeout brought to you by the Mimic Insurance and LaPrade Agency, reminding all school and healthcare employees that you can receive up to 35% discounts on your home and auto insurance when you're with Mimic. Contact the LaPrade Agency at 635-5981, and they'll tell you how. Well, Vance, Marcus Harris just does it so many ways. Obviously, he can score, as we've seen with 26 points. Obviously, he can play defense. He's one of the best defenders in the area. And we just saw in this fourth quarter, he can dish the ball. But a couple nice passes to Hopper, and Hopper puts them both in.
Yes, he's not just a good shooter. He's also a good teammate. He knows he's a good playmaker, and he can definitely get some assists in there.
I always say, not only is he the X factor, he's the X, Y, and Z factor. All 26 letters of the alphabet. For our Canadian listeners, that's Z. X, Y, and Z is the thing there. Rudyard with the ball. Now Molaski, right wing three. Yes, sir. Robert Molaski hits his first points from the field, that is. He has 4. It's a 22-point Brimley lead. 6 minutes to play. Second game here, Engadine against Ojibwe Charter. You would expect Engadine to win, so could set up a matchup of these two teams, Engadine and Brimley. Now that's Lyons driving the hoop. He scores. He had 7. 55-31 in favor of the Bays. 5:40 to play in the fourth quarter. Gavin Smith with it over to Molaski. Robert Molaski on the right wing being guarded by Harris. Now Mills over to Smith. Smith on the left side. Carrick on him. Now Smith up top. Mills. 5:30 to play in this fourth quarter. Brimley with a 24-point lead. Now Mills in the paint. Deflected there by Shornack and a steal. Now if you're the Bays, Matt Bathy saying just calm down, guys. We're up 24. No need to rush. Lyons, left wing. Thought about the three. Now drives the baseline. Looking inside. Gets it out to Hopper. Sam Hopper, and that's going to be a timeout by Coach Matt Bathy with 5:09 to play in this fourth quarter. It's all Brimley. They lead by the score of 55-31.
I like that timeout there by Coach Matt Bathy. Just there's only 5 minutes left in the play, and they're up by 20+ points, and they just need to calm down. They don't need to do anything crazy. Just chew the clock out, make a shot. That's basically all they need to do to close up this game.
One score update in Dollar Bay. Dollar Bay, the number 1 team in the state in Class D, now leading Chassell by the score of 38-17 with 6 minutes left in the game. So it looks like Dollar Bay will win that one, and we would expect they will advance out of that district. That really was the district final right there. Chassell and Dollar Bay, the best 2 teams in the area. One game that will start here at 7 o'clock will be Mackinac Island and Detour. That one played in Detour. Off the timeout, Brimley with the ball, leading by 24. 5 minutes to play in this fourth quarter. Now Carrick inside, Lyons again, up and in. Dylan Carrick not scoring a lot, but boy, he's dishing the ball. And Tristan Lyons with 9, and the Bays lead by 26. Now along the baseline driving, that's Warner. That one shot partially blocked, and there's contact there by Warner, as that'll be the 5th team foul on Rudyard. And well, Brimley Vance is really in good position now for a victory.
Yeah, they just need to calm it down, dribble, pass it. Just don't let them have any stupid turnovers.
Warner's foul, his 2nd. Now here's Brimley with it. Carrick on the right wing. That one almost stolen by Mills. Somehow kept alive. Look at Harris going to the floor, just batting that ball. Might have got hit in a spot that's not a good place to get hit, Vance, I might add, and that one will go out of bounds. And, well, we've seen Marcus Harris get hurt in several areas. You certainly don't want to get hurt in that area, and I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, let's just leave it at that.
You can do the math at home for those that are following. Now inside, that's Shornack. That's going to be a foul, as Harris just has a look on his face like that's just not good. And he's okay. He'll shake that one off, and that's going to be a foul on Rudyard. That'll be their 6th of the second half. That one goes on number 22. That's Paul Steger, his first. Now ball goes out of bounds off a Rudyard player. So if the Bays can hang on, they'll improve to 18-3 on the season and set up a potential match against Ingenine. Now Harris near side three. That one's no good. Rebounded by Warner. Lost his balance. Picked up by Carrick. Drives. That one's no good. Lions on the rebound. Contact. No call. Picked up by Mills. Now Dylan Mills with it. 4:15 to play here in the fourth quarter. Dylan Mills. Pass over to Staker. Right wing three. That one's off the mark. Rebound inside. Batted off of Warner's hands, out of bounds. Will go to the Brimley Bays.
Even if it is a minor, just a little injury, you never want to see Marcus Harris get hurt because of what happened in the past couple years.
You're right.
And because he's one of the main contributors to their team.
Yeah, especially the 26-point lead. Now Harris bounce pass inside. Shornack. Too easy there. Shornack was fouled as well. And he's coming up a little bit gimpy there on the play. I didn't see what happened. As Shornack having a nice game inside, 13 points. Another assist for Harris. He's got at least 6 or 7 by my count.
I think he came down on his knee a little wrong. He kind of twisted his ankle a little bit, but he's okay as long as he doesn't come out of the game.
And that's the value of a deep team. I mean, you don't want to lose one of these guys, but if they do, they still have many guys that can come off the bench and do well. As Marcus Harris will sit down, he gets a big hand from the crowd. That follows on Warner, his third, as Shornack completes the three-point play the old-fashioned way. As Shornack now with 13 points, and Rudyard's with the ball trailing by 29, so the Bays are going to win this one. And we'll be back here on Wednesday, Vance. A little later start time. That shot up and in by Staker. He has 16. Start time 7 o'clock on Wednesday. Well, the pregame show at 6:45. Now here's Hopper underneath. Kept that one alive. Almost a pass right to Shornack. Mulaski with the rebound. Mulaski now drives. Puts up the shot. Right hand. No good. Rebound inside Shornack as Gross gets knocked over by Mulaski. Well, I can't believe they didn't call a foul on that one, but they give the ball to, I believe, Brimley. A little contact there, I think.
Yeah, but I like the aggressiveness, diving in for that ball. That's the reason that they have the ball and knocked it out of bounds.
Ruthless aggression, I think you call it. Now there's a foul. They finally get that one on Mulaski, and so that'll send Josh Gross to the line. It'll be a 1-and-1 situation, as that's the 8th foul on Rudyard. And so Brimley just a little too much for Rudyard tonight, Vance, and Marcus Harris really the story. 26 points on the night. And we're going to have a timeout on the court with 3:30 to play in this fourth quarter. Brimley with a 60-33 lead. Brimley Bays basketball brought to you by Bay Mills Community College. Committed to providing affordable, culturally relevant, accessible, and high-quality educational opportunities to all. You can apply online right now at bmc.edu today. bmcc.edu today. And brought to you by the Wicked Sister. Burgers, starters, snacks, shareables, soups, and tapas. Voted the #1 pub in the UP, located on Ashman Street in Sioux, Michigan. Now, usually they're the host of our sports show, The Game, which is heard on Monday nights. We'll have an online edition tomorrow night with yours truly and Butch Davis. We'll also have another edition from Sioux, Ontario with our good friend Dave McKegg. And if Brimley advances to the regionals, well, we'll have to miss another Monday at the Wicked Sister. But we'll be back there once the playoffs are over. And if you want to hear this game later on tonight, the podcast game, maybe you're here at the game and want to relive all the great memories, you can go to the podcast page of our sports show, The Game, and these broadcasts. You can find it at thegamesportshow.podbean.com. We also put selected other broadcasts, Sioux Eagles hockey, Sioux High Blue Devils hockey, Butch on Sports, a plethora of information all in one place. And the best part, Vance, it's free. Now Gross misses the second free throw, rebounded by the Bays, by the Rudyard Bulldogs, rather. And now a shot inside, that one no good. Rebounded by the Brimley Bays. Here's Gross. Now Gross, shovel pass inside. Johansson putting it up and in. Caleb Johansson, his first 2 points. And Brimley with a 62-33 lead. Gavin Smith over to Mills. Mills lob pass inside. That's Jacob Staker up top to Mulaski. He launches NBA range three, no good. Rebounded by Johansson. Now Zach Gross with it. So this one pretty much determined now. Really, you look at that 6-minute stretch, Vance, in the first quarter where Rudyard looked like they were having their way, and then Brimley just poured it on. And that really decided it, but you got to just give Rudyard a lot of credit. They're still fighting out there. They're still going to the floor, and that's the sign of a well-coached team, isn't it?
Yes, it is. But at this point, if you're Brimley, you just kind of want to play conservative. You don't want any of your guys to get hurt, or any of their guys. This is basketball. This isn't wrestling. You don't want anyone to get hurt.
So now we have some, excuse me, Vance, we have some changes as Sean Hill checking in along with Jay Copper and number 50, Hunter Lippinen, their first action of the night. And so Rudyard with the ball, trailing 62-33, 2:37 to play in this fourth quarter. So we will be back here Wednesday night. Yours truly, along with Vance, we're going to bring Don Supel along, keeping some stats and some comments on the game. As we are looking forward to a district final now. A bad pass stolen by Hill. Hill drives, puts up a wild shot, hits the top of the backboard, goes to Jake Hopper. Now Shornack driving. Shornack underneath, off the glass, good. Brendan Shornack having a nice game here for Brimley, 16 points. And, inside, outside, Vance, it's tough to beat a team when they do that.
Yep.
Now Staker's free three-pointer no good. Rebounded to Smith. Smith at the left elbow. That one bounces off a couple players. Might hit Shornack in the face. Brimley with it. Under 2 to play. Hunter Lippinen with the ball. Lippinen with kind of repping the old school headband there, Vance. Used to see back in the day. Way before my day, I might add. Now inside Lippinen. Lippinen's shot block. Keeps it alive. Gets to Shornack. Up top to Jay Copper. Minute 40 to play here in the fourth quarter. Brimley leads 64-33. Now a steal by Mills. Gets it to Staker. Staker inside. Puts it up off the glass. Good. Paul Staker having a nice night. He has 18 points. But it's all Brimley. They're going to advance to the district final on Wednesday. Now a foul. As that's going to send Sean Hill to the line. He'll shoot a 1-and-1 as that fall on Paul Staker, his second. Well, go ahead, Vince.
Even though this game's technically basically over, Rudyard's still playing like it's their game. I like that. If they can continue keeping that till next season, they could definitely do a lot better than they did this year.
Hill misses the free throw. Now a steal by Brimley, putting up no good. That's Johansson. He'll shoot a pair. So Caleb Johansson at the line, shooting 2. So we'll talk to Coach Matt Bathy here in the post-game show. As well, he's going to be pretty happy, I think, with the energy on the court. Of course, a coach always looks for those things, Vance, that maybe they need to improve on. They're going to have to play with this energy against likely Engadine on Wednesday, because that's a team that's beaten them here. And we've seen that Engadine team. They're a tough team to play.
Yes, they are. They knocked them out of the playoffs last year, and I think there's going to be a little bit of revenge in this game.
I think so as well, as Johansson makes the first free throw. That foul on Rudyard was on number 22, Staker, his second, as I mentioned. Johansson's second free throw, no good. Rebounded by the Rudyard Bulldogs. Now here's Staker inside, puts a shot off the glass, good. So Paul Staker with 20 points. Nice game for him. Brimley leads by the score of 65-37. We'll have our post-game show coming up. We'll talk to the head coach, Matt Bathy. We'll also recap the stats, and we'll have a happy trip back to Sault Ste. Marie. Vance will probably put on his headphones. Apparently he's not a big Spice Girls fan. You talk about hits at random. Well, he's not a big fan of my music selection.
Yeah.
Come on, what's wrong with the Depeche Mode? They're fantastic. Under a minute to play here in this fourth quarter. Rudyard with the ball, leading 65-37, rather trailing, Now here's Jay Copper. Jay Copper with the ball, looking for Hill. That pass out of his reach, out of bounds. Coach Matt Bathy saying, settle down, settle down. It's playoff basketball. Kind of hard to settle down, Vance. You guys are pretty excited out there. 40 seconds to play. Now we're going to have a travel before the shot on Jacob Staker. So the Bulldogs will end their season 7-14, and looking at their roster, they do have quite a few returning players back, so I'd expect them to be in competition last year. We'll have a timeout by Coach Matt Bathy. 41 seconds to play here in this fourth quarter. Brimley going to win this game. They lead by the score of 65-37. Trying to get another update in that game going on, and it's a final. Number 1, Dollar Bay holds Chassell, who's a pretty good team, to 24 points as Dollar Bay wins by the score of 47-24. Dollar Bay had held Chassell, Vance 9 of 41 shooting, and they had 14 turnovers. That is a tough defense.
Yes, that is.
And they're number 1 for a reason. Again, potential quarterfinal opponent for Brimley if they were to advance that far. Not look too far ahead, Vance, but the district final on Wednesday here in Engadine, and the winner of that one will be in Pelston next Monday night, a week from tonight. And potential opponents in that district or in the regional semifinal, Gaylord St. Mary's, probably the favorite. The other side of that one will be the district winner in Detour against likely Pellston in that one. And if the Brimley Bays are there, we'll be there next Monday night. We know this. We will be here on Wednesday as Brimley will take on likely Engadine, that game to follow this one. As Ojibwe Charter, no offense to them, but tough for the teams out of those conferences when they take on the big boys. They'll still play the game, but I would be shocked if Engadine doesn't win. Now here's Dante Capelli with the three. That one, no good. As Capelli out there for the Bays. 15 seconds to play. Robert Mulaski, he'll launch a three. That one's good, so Robert Mulaski with 7. And 9 seconds to play, so the Brimley Bays, their road to the Breslin started off pretty well as Sam Hopper puts a wild shot up, no good. And they will advance to the Class D district final Wednesday night here in Engadine. Our final score, Brimley 65, Rudyard 40. We'll take a break and be back with our post-game show here on Eagle 95.1. Back in Engadine, Michigan in our Class D District 124 semifinal. The Brimley Bays advance to the district final on Wednesday in boys basketball as they defeat the Rudyard Bulldogs by the score of 65-40. Scott Nason along with Vance Nason, our broadcast engineer Travis Sumbera. And well, Vance, Brimley's Marcus Harris, 26 points leading the way for the Bays. They win by the score of 65-40. I said before the game that Brimley was going to win by 23. They won by 25, so I was pretty close. What's your thoughts on the game?
I think that Marcus Harris did outstanding, and if he can stay healthy, then he can definitely dominate in this next few games if they make it there. You can't count your, like I said earlier, you can't count your chickens until they hatch.
No, I thought you said ducks. Grandpa liked that.
Oh yeah, I forgot I said
He's a duck hunter.
Yeah, good point. Well, I liked what he did on defense and on offense. He was making shots all around. And he's an all-around good player, and I just like seeing him on the court. He's really energetic.
And they're a different team, Vance, with Harris in the lineup and when he's not. And they're still a very good team when he's not in the lineup, as we saw this year. But he just adds so much he adds energy, he adds defense, he sees the court, he does those things. There's one play over at the far sideline where, I think he did this in the last game we did, where the ball was going out of bounds and he just did a little volleyball bump. And again, you can't teach that. It's something that you just can't coach, just having that basketball IQ. And Marcus Harris, it's really good to see him playing out there because we've seen so much of the past 3 years him not playing, and that's why this Brimley team is a very dangerous Brimley team because they can beat you so many ways, they can shoot the lights out, they can have the inside game, they have the defense, and they have the depth. Not many teams of this size, not many teams of any size in the state of Michigan have all those things, and that's why this Brimley team is poised for potentially a big run.
Yeah, I can agree with every single word you just said there. That was an outstanding performance of basketball from both teams, but especially from Brimley. I liked what they did with the outside shooting and the inside and moving the ball around, staying patient, and they just all around played very well tonight.
Let's recap the scoring. Marcus Harris with 26 points for the Brimley Bays to lead the way. He had 6 threes, 4 in that first quarter. Brendan Shornack with 16 points. I really liked his game, Vance. He found his inside. He was hitting that shot outside. And again, another guy that does those things on the defensive end. And they're going to need him to do that along with Caleb Johansson when you get some of these teams down the road that have these big guys underneath. They did a good job on Mills, limiting him to just 1 second-half point. And I thought the bigs played well.
Yeah, they did. I know I already said this, but
you can say it again.
Yeah, all around they just played great. Like I can't name out a specific thing they did great because they just played all around, just perfect. They're not perfect, but you know what I mean.
Tristan Lyons with 9 points for Brimley. Zach Gross with 5. Sam Hopper with 4. Caleb Johansson with 3, and Dylan Carrick with 2. For the Rudyard Bulldogs, they were led by Paul Staker. He scores 20 points, including 4 threes. Dylan Mills with 8. Robert Mulaski with 7. Gavin Smith with 3, and Matt Warner with 2. As Rudyard won their season at 7-14, and Brimley improves to 18-3. And they will take on the winner of our second game here tonight. The fans starting to make their way into the court about 35 minutes from now as Engadine will take on Ojibwe Charter in the second semifinal. Engadine a pretty heavy favorite in that one. And Brimley will be in the district final. And we'll have that game on Eagle 95.1 on Wednesday night here from Engadine as that one will be at 7 o'clock. Joined by head coach Matt Bathy. And coach, a nice win for the Brimley Bays. You win by the score of 65-40. Before we get to a couple of the individual things that I wanted to point out, your thoughts overall on the game.
You know, we started off the game, we played really well, we shot well. Marcus caught fire early. We played well defensively. I'm trying to get my stats here real fast, but we...
Take your time. We're ahead of schedule here. We got a few minutes. So.
I mean, we held them to 9 points in the first quarter and 4 the second quarter. So, I mean, defensively played really well in the first half. And then a little bit worse in the second half. We allowed them to get a few shots. But we didn't lose a quarter, and I thought we played fairly well.
I did as well, Coach. You mentioned Marcus Harris. He had that big first quarter, scoring the first 10 points. He has 26 on the night, 6 threes, but he did so many other things. I mean, you saw some of those assists, especially in the second half. He found Lyons a few times, finding Hopper underneath, and then just making those plays. There was one at the far sideline where the ball was going out. He just batted it like a volleyball, and we were talking with Vance about he just does so many things. It's just the basketball IQ. He's the total package, in my opinion.
He is, you know, and he's coming back slowly from his injury, and he's not where he wants to be, but, you know, he's coming along nicely every game. You know, but just quick looking at the stats, I mean, we had 23 assists tonight.
Yeah.
You know.
Very good. Zach Gross, I think, had a few.
He had 7.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Dylan had 6. Marcus had 5 to go along with his 26 points.
Yeah,
I mean, not many kids
bad.
do that.
Not at all.
You know, but I mean, the defensive part of it, our goal was to hold them to 40 and under, and we did that exactly in late 3. Otherwise, we would have had 37. But, you know, I was really happy with the way we played. You know, there was a couple lulls in the third quarter where we didn't have, you know, they gave us a little bit of trouble on defense, but we fixed it real fast. And, I mean, Shornack had a great game, probably his best game tonight.
Yeah, that was going to be my next question, Coach, is Brendan Shornack. He had those first 2 outside shots from the free throw line the first half, and then he found himself inside. But it's the things he does, again, on both sides of the court. And just talking with Vance, again, we've talked about this all year. You have outside game, you have inside game, you have depth, you have defense. I mean, there's just so many things that you have. Not many teams have them. And, you know, it's got to feel good to get that first win, and sets up a district final against the winner of Ojibwe Charter and Engadine, likely Engadine. So what are you going to do between now and Wednesday to get you ready for that game?
You know, we'll do a couple game plan things that we have for Engadine special. And other than that, I mean, we're gonna take it easy tomorrow and do a little walkthrough and keep the kids focused and then go from there. You know, they're a good team, and I definitely think we have a shot. And you know, like tonight, Caleb had 3 points.
Yeah.
Shornack stepped up.
Yep.
You know, so I mean, we can definitely, you know, next man up mentality. So it was good.
Coach, congratulations on the victory. We'll talk to you pregame show on Wednesday. And hey, district title just a couple days away, hopefully.
I hope.
Congrats.
Thank you.
All right, that's Coach Matt Bathy joining us on the post-game show. We're going to bring in Vance here for his final thoughts before we go back to studio and get back to more classic hits at random, as we will be back here Wednesday night, 7 o'clock. Tip-off. We'll have the pregame show at 6:45. Vance, final thoughts on the game. Great job, by the way, as always. Your second ever color commentary, and I couldn't be prouder as a broadcaster and especially as a dad. Your final thoughts on the game.
Brimley, I know I've said this a million times, but they played well around. I like the teamwork that they had. They don't have any grudges against each other.
No grudges. Wow.
What?
I know. Keep going. I like that.
They're just like
throwing the grudge card out. I like it.
Yeah, they're just all one big family. Like, they know each other good enough. Most of them are seniors or juniors, so they know each other good enough, and they know how they play, and they just work together all to make good points, and I love watching them. That's why I come to these games.
That's right, and to hang out with your dad, of course.
If you forget the second part.
That's going to do it here from Engadine, Michigan. I want to thank our broadcast engineer, Travis Sambera, back in the Eagle 95.1 studios, filling in. Thank you, Travis. I want to thank each and every one of you for listening tonight. And if you want to hear the podcast of this game, maybe you were at the game and want to relive it, or maybe save it for the archives, we'll be putting up the podcast later on tonight at the podcast page, thegamesportshow.podbean.com. For my color commentator, Vance Nason, Scott Nason, signing off from Engadine. We'll be back here Wednesday night for the district final featuring the Brimley Bays and either Engadine or Ojibwe Charter. That one will start at 6:45. Once again, our final score, Brimley 65, Rudyard 40. You are listening to Brimley Bay's basketball on Eagle 95.1.